Welcome everyone. Welcome back to our session 2 for LRDI CAT 2026, which is also a session 2 for arrangements. And in this, we are going to cover two problems. One is a very good grouping arrangement problem, and the other one is a beautiful circular arrangement problem. And in both of them, we are going to decode fundamentals of these two concepts and arrangements in general. So without wasting any time, let's start. So our first question is in front of you. And it's a grouping distribution problem, right? It's a grouping arrangement. There are six friends, they have certain professions, they have certain gender, and certain clues are given who is married to whom and when. Okay. The most important thing that you have to keep in mind when you solve any grouping question or question with multiple variables is never try to judge it in your head. Your brain will crash. Build a simple grid and try to fill in all the rows in the grids. Okay. So we're going to follow the exact same pattern as I said. In the last video, in the last session that we had, the first thing that we talked about was anchor. So let me firstly draw the grid for you. Person, profession, gender, and spouse. Okay. One more thing that I want everyone to do is pause for a bit and solve this set on your own before you start. Pause for a bit. Try to solve this set on your own. The most important thing that we talked about in the last video also in LRDI is to struggle and slog with the set. So please do that and then come and solve along with me and see if your solution matches mine or not. Okay. So now we are going to follow the first step. We've drawn the grid. Let me name the people as well. A, B, C, D, F. Let me look for the anchor information. Now look at the first three lines. This line, this line, this line, this line. All of them are good clues. There are two musicians, one doctor, one architect, one banker, one chef in the group. There are only two married couples in the group. The banker is married to D, who is a musician. No woman in the group is either an architect, doctor, or a banker. All of them are very good clues. They'll help us a lot. But are they our anchors? Can any of them be the anchor? No, it cannot. Why? Because it's not giving me anything definite. And the most important thing about an anchor is that it gives you something definite. So if it's not giving you anything definite, it's not an anchor. But C, the doctor is married to F, who is a chef. Is this an anchor? Yes, it is. Because this is giving me something definite. C, the doctor who is married to F is a chef and gave me something definite. Perfect. Now, let me come back to this. This says no woman in the group is either an architect, doctor, or a banker. No woman in the group is either an architect, doctor, or a banker. It means that architect, doctor, and banker have to be men. And if C is a doctor, C has to be a man or a male. And if C is married to F, it means F has to be the wife of C, which means female. So two rows completely filled. Completely filled. I hope it's clear. Now let's try and connect the dots. A is married to a musician. Okay, firstly, let's this. The banker is married to D, who is a musician. The banker is married to D, who is a musician. And A is married to a musician. So, banker is married to D and A is married to a musician. So, can you see कि A और D को भी आपस में couple होना पड़ेगा? Why? Because A and D, पहली बात तो D is a musician. अब मुझे ये बताओ, there are only two couples. A is also married, D is also married. And one couple we have figured out, which is C and F. So automatically A and D will become a couple. A is married to a musician, D is a musician. So A is married to D, D is married to A becomes a banker. Because the banker is married to D. Perfect. Come back to our rule. No woman in the group can either be an architect, doctor, or a banker. So if A is a banker, A can't be a woman. It means A has to be a man. It means D becomes the wife of A, D becomes female. 4 rows completely solved. Only 2 friends are left now, which is B and E. Only 2 friends are left. Now let's go and try the process of elimination. Pay very close attention here. Okay. The thing is, E is not a musician. E is not a musician. See one thing, there is only one doctor, done. One banker, done. One chef, done. One musician, done. So 2 friends, B and E. And what are the 2 professions left? Musician and architect. And it is written E is not a musician. So E has to be an architect. It means B has to be the other musician. It means B has to be the other musician. Now, let's again go back to our rule. Our rule says no woman can be an architect. So if E is an architect, he has to be male. So E becomes male. Can E have any spouse? No. Can B have any spouse? No. Now, does our rule talk about the gender of musician? No, it doesn't. It says no woman can be an architect, doctor, or a banker. Correct? So all we can concretely say is that if you're an architect, doctor, or a banker, you have to be a male. Does it talk about musician, that a musician has to be a male or a female? It doesn't, right? It actually doesn't. Nowhere anything is talked about the gender of musicians. So if it isn't talked about, are we going to mention it on our own? No, we are not. So it means the gender of B is unknown because there is no clue that concretely tells me the gender of B from this particular set. In सारे clues में से कोई clue नहीं बता रहा मुझे gender of B. So if there is no clue that is explicitly telling me the gender of B, I won't assume anything. So this is my final table right in front of you, जिसमें everything else except the gender of B is concretely solved. And as I said, please don't assume anything. Whatever is concretely mentioned, हमने सिर्फ उसी को use करके ये table बनाई है. We've not assumed anything. ठीक है? Now, some of you might say A is married to a musician. तो वो तो B को भी married हो सकता है. Why did you say A and D are married? So one thing is A is also married, D is also married, and there are only two couples. One is concretely given C and F, the other has to be A and D automatically. Secondly, Mike, and I know this is probably redundant, but I have to explain. Let's say A is married to B. Then this becomes our second couple AB. One couple is CF. Now the banker is married to D. इसका मतलब there has to come a third couple D के लिए. But again, there are only two couples. So इस way में भी आप सोच सकते हो that A cannot be married to B. So this is our final arrangement. And based on this, the answers are, which of the following is one of the married couples? A and D. How many number of males are there in the group? No concrete information because तीन लोगों के बारे में concrete है. B का gender we don't know. So B can be a male also, B can be a female also. So answer can be 3 or 4. So cannot be determined. What is E's profession? E's profession is architect. Done. We have solved the first case. We have solved the first set. I hope it is absolutely clear to everyone. Now, let's move on to our second set. By the way, I was solving this only. So our second set is of circular arrangements. And now it's the time for us to level up. Level up as in circular arrangements के कुछ golden concepts समझेंगे इस वीडियो में. A set is given in front of you, 8 people sitting in a circle, some are facing in, some are facing out. Pause here. Some of them are facing towards the center and some are facing outside. Guys, this is the golden rule. Firstly, is golden rule को लिख लो. Memorize this. Whatever you want. ठीक है. छाप लो इसे दिमाग में. If a person is facing in, if a person is facing in, their right goes anti-clockwise. If a person is facing out, their right goes clockwise. Golden rule for solving circular arrangements. Golden rule for solving circular arrangements. इसको याद कर लो, दिमाग में छाप लो. ठीक है? Now let's start. We'll keep on coming back to this rule again and again. इस वाले को मैं थोड़ा सा बड़ा कर रहा हूँ for us to have much more clarity. Now, firstly, remember the concept. Left का मतलब ये नहीं होता adjacent. Immediate left or immediate right is adjacent. Left or right can be anywhere to the left or anywhere to the right. So immediate or adjacent is बिल्कुल बगल में, right next to that person, in the left or the right, depending on whatever is written, immediate left or immediate right. But left or right means anywhere to the left or anywhere to the right. But. Now let's solve. Again, what's the first thing that we are going to do? Find the anchor. In this, some of you might think second can be the anchor. But second cannot be the anchor. Because the direction here is either in or out. It is not a single direction set. It is a multi-direction. दो directions है लोगों की, right? They can either face in or out. So if दोनों केस में अलग अलग पोजिशन आएंगी सी और बी की, राइट? सॉरी, बी की. What I'm saying is, if here is B, so depending on where B is facing, if B is facing here, उसका right इधर है. If B is facing here, उसका right इधर है. तो या तो C इधर आएगा या C इधर आएगा. समझ रहे हो? So it won't give us anything concrete to start with. Anchor is always something that gives us something definite. Let me draw a circle first. ठीक. Let me name the positions. Let me name this as, थोड़ा नीचे बना देता हूँ, यहाँ बना देता हूँ. 8. First things first. Eight का circle है. 8 people are sitting in a circle. So let's draw 8 seats. And let's name them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. ठीक. Clue number 3 क्या कह रहा है? D sits to the immediate right of C. C faces outside. This is an anchor because now this gives me 2 definite positions. And in circular arrangements, the best thing is मैं कहीं से भी start कर सकता हूँ. मैं C को first position पे रख सकता हूँ. Why? Because at the end of the day, it's a circle. वो circle को rotate करोगे, आपस में same position ही बन जाती है. So as soon as I find my anchor, I place my first person in a circular arrangement and start solving. मैंने let's say C को रख दिया at position 1. C is facing outside. And if C is facing outside, it is written D sits to the immediate right. मुझे ये rule देख के बताओ, if someone is facing out, their right goes clockwise. So if their right goes clockwise, clockwise का मतलब होता है this, and immediate right है माने D has to come here. Got 2 positions. Anchor sorted. Now, what is the next step? इस anchor को कहाँ use कर सकते हो? Other clues related to C और D हमें figure out करने की जरूरत है अब. Why? Because C और D की position fix हो गई. Positions of C and D are fixed. So if positions of C and D are fixed, now we have to figure out other anchors. Sorry. Sorry. Now we have to figure out other clues in which C and D is there so that we can use them. Is there any clue? Find out the clue, find out the clue, find out the clue. C sits third to the right of B, okay. Immediate above wala. C sits third to the right of B. Now what is third to the right? Third to the right means third to C बैठा है. C sits third to B, right? इसका मतलब there has to be a gap of 2 positions between B and C. क्या ये बात समझ आ रही है? If someone is sitting third to you, इसका मतलब there are 2 seats in between. 1, 2 and then 3. Correct? Now, there are 2 cases. दो C से 2 places का gap. 2 from C, by taking a gap of 2 places, I can obtain at 2 positions. One is 4, one is 6. And B can be either at 4 or 6. Why? Because if B is at 6 and C is at position 1, तो C is third to the right. इसका मतलब मुझे B की क्या location मिल जाएगी? If B is at 6, then its right is going clockwise. इसका मतलब क्या है? B has to face outwards. Let me show you by drawing 2 circles, and let's take both these cases now. Let's take both these cases. पहला तो सर्कल बना ही हुआ है यहाँ पे, करेक्ट. दूसरा सर्कल also let me draw. ठीक. C is facing outwards. Position 1, D is here. Position 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. एक केस में let me put B here. एक केस में let me put B here. Because 4 and 6 were the positions for B, right? Based on this clue. दो places का gap. Now tell me one thing. C sits third to the right of B लिखा है. So if B is here and C is here and C is third to the right, तो इसका मतलब B की facing कहाँ होनी चाहिए? If this is B का right, does this look like clockwise? And clockwise is right means facing out. इसका मतलब B is facing out. इधर B का right anti-clockwise दिख रहा है. And if right is anti-clockwise, इसका मतलब facing in. इसका मतलब इस केस में B is facing in. ठीक है. Now let me destroy case 2 for you. Let me destroy case 2 for you. Case 2 मुझे क्या कह रहा है? Case 2 मुझे ये कह रहा है कि B is at position 6 here in front of me, right? तो अब मेरा काम आपके लिए case 2 को destroy करना है ना? Because again, whenever you are getting two cases, even in your exam, please draw separate circles for them or separate arrangements for them and try to eliminate one. Why am I? And if both of them are completely getting solved, तो बहुत answers cannot be determined भी आते हैं. But if there are multiple cases possible, please draw multiple circles. एक circle में solve करोगे कचरा मचा दोगे. You will create a lot of chaos if you try to solve it using one circle. That is why we have created two circles, case 1 and case 2. Now, let me try and see if one of them is getting eliminated or not. Since I have solved the question before, I know case 2 will get eliminated. But let me show you by solving case 2 whether it gets eliminated or not. Okay, let's start with solving case 1. Sorry, case 2. Case 2 says only one person is sitting between A and B. Only one person is sitting between A and B. So if B is at position 6, A can be at position 8 or A can be at position 4. Correct. Let me put A at position 4. Let me put A here. Tick. Done. I've put A at position 4. F is not an immediate neighbor of B. If F is not an immediate neighbor of B, what are the positions left for F? F can either come at position 8 or position 4 or position 3, but position 4 is occupied. So F can either come at position 8 or position 3. Let me put it here. F at position 8. Now, look at this clue. E sits second to the left of F. E sits second to the left of F. Now, if E sits second to the left of F, इसका मतलब F से एक पोजीशन छोड़ के E बैठा है किसी डायरेक्शन में, either clockwise or anti-clockwise depending on where F faces. मुझे ये बताओ यहाँ पे F से एक पोजीशन छोड़ के जगह है? जगह है? नहीं है. बिकॉज एक पोजीशन छोड़ के B बैठा है, एक पोजीशन छोड़ के D बैठा है. तो इसका मतलब इस अरेंजमेंट से तो E फिट ही नहीं हो सकता. Let me place F at position 3 for you. Let me place F at position 3 for you. ठीक है. So now E sits second to the left. इसका मतलब एक ही पोजीशन होनी चाहिए E के लिए, मतलब एक पोजीशन छोड़ के E बैठा है. अब F से एक पोजीशन छोड़ के कौन कौन सी जगह है? Either C or Position 1 or position 5? Position 1 is already occupied by C. इसका मतलब E has to come here. इसका मतलब E has to come here. If E comes here, right, it is written only one person sits between A and B. चलो वो E हो गया. B is at 6. A is at 4. Sorted. Now let's look at another clue. A at 4. अभी के लिए A को यहाँ पे 4 पे प्लेस कर देते हैं. 4th पे ये, right? The only empty chairs left are what? Now what are the two empty chairs left? Empty chairs left are only 2, 7 and 8. हमने इतना जैसे ही प्लेस करा, only 7 and 8 are two empty chairs. What are the two people left? G and H. So G and H have to come at 7 and 8 with this arrangement. But what is written about G? G sits third to the left of H. G sits third to the left of H. But there are only two places for G and H, which is 7 and 8. They are becoming neighbors in this case. G can't sit third to the left of H. इसका मतलब ये case is not possible. Let's place A at 8. ये भी जगह तो खाली है. Let's place A at 8. A को 8 पे प्लेस कर देते हैं. Now the empty chairs are 4 and 7. They are exactly 3 jumps apart. Perfect for G and H, right? Perfect for G and H. Wrong. Why? Because the other clue says G is not an immediate neighbor of F or A. तो अगर G यहाँ आया तो F का इमीडिएट नेबर बन जाएगा, G यहाँ आया तो A का इमीडिएट नेबर बन जाएगा. इसका मतलब G इन दोनों में से भी किसी जगह नहीं आ सकता. 4 and 7 are now if I place A at position 8 in this arrangement, what I get is कि 4 and 7 are the two positions left and it is written G जो है third to the left of H है. मतलब G and H के बीच में दो पोजिशन होनी चाहिए, राइट? G and H के बीच में दो पोजिशन खाली होनी चाहिए, मतलब होनी चाहिए. So 4 and 7 के बीच में there are exactly two positions. So you might think that I can place G and H at 4th and 7th. But here this clue says G is not an immediate neighbor of F or A. So if G comes at position 4, it becomes a neighbor of F. Wrong. If G comes at position 7, it becomes a neighbor of A. Again wrong. So इसका मतलब इस वाले arrangement से भी I cannot place G and H anywhere. इसका मतलब can you see case 2 is getting eliminated? I cannot place all the people according to these clues in a concrete manner. दिख रहा है? This, my friends, is the beauty of logical reasoning. If you try to force a wrong piece, the puzzle actively fights back. We just proved why case 2 is a complete trap. Okay. इसका मतलब this arrangement has to work. And if this arrangement has to work, इसका मतलब B is facing in. B is facing in now. And is at position 4. Now, only one person sits between A and B. Let's solve our case 1 and now let's create the final answer. Now look at this clue. Only one person sits between A and B. B is at 4. Where can A come? Either A can come at 2 or A can come at 6. 2 पे तो already D बैठा है. इसका मतलब A must be at seat 6. A must be at seat 6. Now, let's try and place F. Why? Because F is also connected to B. F is not an immediate neighbor of B हमें given है, right? F cannot come at position 3, F cannot come at position 5. So either F can come at position, F is completely banned from these chairs, right? So the only empty seats for F are seats 7 and 8. The only empty seats for F are seat 7 and 8. Now, अगर मैं 8 पे रख दूं F को, think like this. By the way, I'm removing the second case for more clarity. थोड़ा साफ साफ दिखेगा, right? अगर मैं F को यहाँ रख दूं 8 पे, फर्स्ट केस, तो यार E sits second to the left of F जो आपको लिखा है, second to the left of F. इसमें क्या आपको ये समझ आ रहा है? Second to the left मतलब one seat should be there between F and E, right? अभी तक ये तो समझ आ गया होगा. Second to the left mean second to the to F है. इसका मतलब एक सीट होगी इनके बीच में. अगर F 8 पे है, एक सीट अवे या तो पोजीशन 2 है या पोजीशन 6 है और दोनों पे लोग बैठे हैं. इसका मतलब मैं E को कहीं पे फिट नहीं कर पाऊंगा, राइट? एक सीट दूर अगर F8 पे है तो one seat away is either position 2 or position 6 and both of them are occupied. So if both of them are occupied, I can't place E, right? It means F cannot come at position 8. So F has to come at position 7. If F has to come at position 7, E has to come at position 5. E has to come at position 5. E is to the left of F. To the left of F. It means F's left is anti-clockwise. If you see, F's left is anti-clockwise. It means F's right is clockwise. F's right becomes clockwise if F's left is anti-clockwise. What is the rule here? Right goes clockwise. Right goes clockwise. It means it's facing out. It means F is now facing out. Sorted. Done. Let's place G and H, because these are the only two remaining. G sits third to the left of H. Third to the left. The two spots remaining are 3 and 8. The two spots remaining are 3 and 8. Can G come at 8? Nope. G cannot come at 8 because if you see, G is not an immediate neighbor of F and E. So if G comes at 8, G will have to be an immediate neighbor of F. So G cannot come at 8. It means G comes at 3. It means H comes here. Now, G sits third to the left of H. And the left of H, this means the left of H becomes what? Clockwise. And if left goes clockwise, you must face in. It means H is facing in. H is facing in. Now look at this clue. D and G face a direction same as that of H. H is facing in, it means G must face in and D must face in. E faces a direction opposite of B. Look at this clue. E faces an direction opposite of B. This means if B is facing in, E must face out. E must face out. And look at this clue. Immediate neighbors of E face opposite directions. Immediate neighbors of E face opposite directions. So B is facing in, it means A must face out. And with this, our entire set is solved. As simple as that. All we did was we followed the clues. We created both the cases that were getting created and we eliminated the one that was getting eliminated. We didn't try to solve it in our head. We didn't try to solve it using a single arrangement. We created separate ones. We eliminated the wrong one. We continued solving the right one, followed the clues properly, chose the perfect anchor, and our set is solved. So what are the answers? Who amongst the following are the immediate neighbors of F? H and A? H and A are the immediate neighbors of F. What is E's position with respect to H? With respect to H, H is facing outwards. So what is E's position? Sorry. H faces in. Sorry. H faces in. By mistake. Yeah. Because G is third to the left and left is going clockwise, right? This is clockwise, guys. By the way, this is how your clock moves, if you know. So if clockwise is left, you're facing in. So, by mistake. So if H is facing in, and it means if it's clockwise is left, this is its right, right? So it is third to the right. 1, 2, 3. Simple. Which of the following is not true regarding A? H is an immediate neighbor of A. H is not an immediate neighbor of A, so you automatically get answer A. Who among the following sit exactly between C and B when counted from the right of C? Counted from the right of C. C faces out. So B is here. So out है, तो उसका right क्या होगा? Clockwise. So we have to count clockwise. Clockwise means this. The G and D are the ones. E is the answer. So you see, very easily we solved the set. I hope these two sets are absolutely clear to you. And in the next video, we are either going to, we'll solve one set of circular arrangements more, and then we are going to jump to a new topic, which is routes and networks. And in that, I'll tell you a beautiful trick of solving a routes and networks ke questions. So branching, it's a beautiful trick. But till then, I hope these two sets are absolutely clear. Go and practice arrangements properly, linear, grouping, and circular arrangements. If you like the video, like, share, and comment. Subscribe to PrepNip Society for more such amazing content. And because we are definitely trying to create a playlist that is more than enough for you for CAT 2026 in Quant, LRDI, and VRC, all three. See you guys in the next video. Till then, take care. And also, do join our WhatsApp group because that is where the doubt solving happens and we share such amazing PDFs, DPPs, and questions for you. We also have amazing mentors who solve doubts for you. So do join our WhatsApp group. We're also creating an open source for you for CAT 2026 where you get amazing set of questions. The link of that open source is also there on our WhatsApp group. So do join it. The link to the WhatsApp group is there in the description. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care. See you in the next video.